Hola, my name is Aida Lugo McAllister, author of Ida's Kitchen a lo Boricua, a bilingual Puerto Rican cookbook. I am going to give a demonstration on how to prepare breadfruit flan, Flan de Pana. These are breadfruits. They grow on a tree, but because of its high starch content, they are served like a potato, accompanied with your favorite fish or meat. Now, I try to purchase large quantities of breadfruits. Once they are peeled and cut into breadfruit wedges, I vacuum seal them, place them in the freezer for future use. Anytime I want to cook breadfruit, the breadfruit is already cut and peeled. I just need to cut open the vacuum seal bags, remove the breadfruit wedges, and start cooking. Watch my YouTube video on how to vacuum seal the root vegetables and starchy fruit. For this cooking demonstration, I will be using the frozen breadfruit that have been already cut, peeled, and vacuum sealed. I will include in this video a brief demonstration on how to peel and cut a breadfruit into wedges as well. The first thing is to caramelize the sugar. Lo primero que vamos a hacer es preparar el caramelo para el flan. Now you can caramelize the sugar on top of the stove using a 9-inch round baking pan or a regular saucepan. Watch my pumpkin flan YouTube video if you prefer to caramelize the sugar using the baking pan, making sure that the baking pan that you select can be placed on top of the stove. I just like to give you several options on how you can caramelize sugar. Now let's get ready to start preparing our delicious breadfruit flan. To caramelize the sugar, I am going to add 1 cup of sugar over low heat, and once the sugar crystals become liquid and turns into a golden brown color, we have our caramel. The sugar is starting to caramelize. Let's stir it just a little bit. Give it another stir. Now sometimes I'll add like a teaspoon or 2 of water to the sugar, and that's called the wet method. But I decided to caramelize the sugar today using the dry method without any water. The sugar is completely caramelized. Look how beautiful. I'm going to turn off my induction cooker. And now we're going to pour the caramelized sugar into the baking pan. So you pour the caramelized sugar into a 9-inch baking pan, and you coat the bottom of the pan with the caramel. With your gloves, you move the caramel around the edges and the bottom. Since the bottom of the baking pan is coated with the caramel, set aside the baking pan to cool and harden the caramel. I have water boiling in this saucepan, and we are going to cook the frozen breadfruit wedges. At the end of this video, I'm going to give a brief demonstration on how to peel and cut breadfruit into wedges. Now let's start by cutting across the vacuum seal bag and removing the frozen block of breadfruit. Now the next thing is to add 2 teaspoons of salt to the boiling water. I'm going to give it a quick stir. Add the frozen breadfruit. Reduce the heat to medium-high. Cook the breadfruit for approximately 30 minutes or until they are tender. Place a lid on the saucepan and we will be back in 30 minutes. Let's see if the breadfruit wedges are tender. Yes, they are. I'm going to turn off my induction cooker and I'm going to remove the breadfruit wedges from the saucepan and place them into a bowl. I'm going to start off with 2 breadfruit wedges since they appear to be large. I'm going to cut each wedge into 4 pieces. And while the breadfruit is still warm, with my potato masher, I'm going to mash the breadfruit wedges. We just need to measure 1 cup of cooked breadfruit. This is the exciting part. We're going to add all the ingredients to the electric blender. To make our flan mixture, we're going to start with 1 can of evaporated milk, like 12 ounces. 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, and this is 14 ounces. 4 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 cup of our cooked mashed breadfruit. Now we're going to place the lid and beat all the ingredients for at least 40 seconds to a minute. Let's check and see if the flan mixture is smooth. And yes, it is. Look how beautiful. I am going to place the caramel-lined baking pan inside the pancake oven pan. I love this pancake oven pan because it has handles. Now let's pour the breadfruit mixture into the caramel-lined baking pan. Now you carefully add water between both pans, making sure that water does not get into the custard. Now the flan is baked in water known as a water bath, in Spanish, Baño de María, at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for approximately 1 hour. Now I'm going to place the breadfruit flan inside the oven. We'll be back in 1 hour. I removed the custard from the oven after baking for 1 hour. If you insert a toothpick in the center of the custard and it comes out clean, that means that the custard is done. Now carefully remove the custard from the pancake oven pan. Let it cool for about 15 minutes and then place it in the refrigerator overnight. I removed the breadfruit flan from the refrigerator, and now I'm going to run a knife carefully around the inside edges of the baking pan to loosen the custard. Vierta el flan sobre un plato grande. Now we're going to invert the breadfruit custard onto a large plate. I'm going to place the plate on top of the baking pan and flip it over. Lift the baking pan, and here you have the breadfruit flan. Now we're going to cut a slice of this flan. Now I'm ready to try the breadfruit flan, Flan de Panas. A very creamy, dense custard, topped with this delicious caramel sauce. Excellent dessert. One of my favorite tropical fruit in Puerto Rico is the breadfruit. So anything that has breadfruit, I love it. I hope you have enjoyed watching my YouTube video on how to make breadfruit flan. Flan de Panas. Now let me give you a brief demonstration on how to cut and peel a breadfruit. We have here a breadfruit. The skin color's light green. It has red brownish area and it's oval in shape. It's usually 6 to 8 inches long and it has an irregular polygon pattern. I cut the pana in half, and now I'm going to cut each half into 4 equal wedges. Now I'm going to remove at least a ½ inch of flesh from the top, and now I'm going to peel the breadfruit. I'm going to insert my knife between the flesh and the peel. do the same thing. Remove at least a 1/2 inch of flesh from the top. And now we're going to peel the breadfruit. And you continue the same process with the other 2 wedges. Thank you for watching Ida's Kitchen YouTube video. If you enjoyed this video, please share, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you would like a copy of my cookbook, please visit my website, idaskitchenboricua.com, and click on the cookbook tab. Now my cookbook is a bilingual cookbook. If you prefer the English side, this is the side that is English. If you prefer the Spanish language, then you flip it over and this side is written in Spanish. Every recipe has a picture, and this book consists of at least 42 authentic Puerto Rican recipes that I learned while living in Puerto Rico. Thank you.